Welcome you all. In this video we are going to discuss about longitudinal static stability equation. So myself S. Karthikeyan, working as a faculty in the Department of Aerospace Engineering at B.S. Abdul Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. So here the most important topic under the flight dynamics, stability. So here we are going to discuss about the one part of the stability, especially for longitudinal static stability equation. Since the content will be huge, so I plan to make it 2 videos. So that is why I mentioned about part 1. So part 1, what are the topic I am covering? The black color what I mentioned the topic we are covering in the first part, like stability and its type, concept of moment on the airplane, concept of absolute and trimmed angle of attack, longitudinal static stability equation, and criteria for longitudinal static stability. So when I am talking about a longitudinal static stability equation, so following topics we need to cover, then only the full content of longitudinal static stability equation will be over. So among the topic, so in this video I am going to cover only the criteria for longitudinal static stability. Okay, the remaining what are topic I mentioned the red color, it will be available in the part 2. Okay, so apart from that, you want to get more videos, you can refer my, you can check with my YouTube channel, it is Karthikeyan Selvaraj. Okay, at the end of this video you may get some answer for the following things. So these are things maybe in the question form or maybe in the general form. For example, what is the meaning of static stability, what is the meaning of dynamic stability, what are the axes we are used for making of stability, like that we can able to read one by one. So you may get the answer for things. Apart from that, you will get so many concepts regarding the stability. So before that, you have to make it very clear. So my suggestion, you spend some time on this notation and the symbols, because we are going to frequently use this symbol for this video. Okay, so make sure you are very familiar with all these terms. For example, so you have the idea about lift, drag, thrust and weight. Apart from that, you are taking about moment also. So moment, so MEAC, moment about aerodynamic center, and coefficient of moment about aerodynamic center, angle of attack. Generally angle of attack is called as a geometric angle of attack. Okay, generally if you are saying that angle of attack, it refers for geometric angle of attack. It is a angle between chord line and free-stream velocity line. Okay, then we are going to introduce another 2 more angle of attack, nearly trimmed angle of attack alpha E, trimmed angle of attack alpha E, and alpha A, absolute angle of attack, and 0 lift angle of attack. Okay, that is when lift equal to 0, we are going to find out the angle, that is alpha L0, lift equal to 0. Then moment about any point, then coefficient of moment about any point, then moment about c by 4th of the chord, mc by 4. Okay, then coefficient of moment about c by 4th of the chord, then moment about center of gravity, mcg, then coefficient of moment about center of gravity, then cmo. Okay, the value of coefficient of moment about center of gravity at 0 absolute angle of attack. Okay, so all these things are very, very important. We are going to use all the terms. So okay, so make sure you are familiar with these terms. So we are starting with the content. So stability and control is one of the main part of your flight dynamics. So flight dynamics may be approached by the two-way, performance and stability. Okay, so here you are discussing about the stability. So stability analysis. So stability analysis is purely based on the 3 axes. So now we come to the picture. So here we have 3 axes in the airplane. The first axis called as a longitudinal axis. So longitudinal axis starting from the front portion of the airplane to the end portion of the airplane. So this is called your longitudinal axis. Then this one is called your lateral axis. So lateral axis passing from one end of the wing to the another end of the wing. Okay, this is called your lateral axis, and the axis perpendicular to both lateral and longitudinal axis is called as a directional axis. So directional axis, vertical axis, normal axis, all are same meaning. Okay, so these 3 axes are very, very important, because based on the rotation of this axis we are getting that moment also. For example, rolling action because of the motion of your longitudinal axis. Okay, then your pitching action because of your rotation of your lateral axis, and yawing action because of rotation of your vertical axis. Okay, then similarly you have to keep in your mind all the three axes passing through the center of gravity of the airplane. So we have the point center of gravity, so all the three axes passing through the particular center of gravity point. Okay, so these are things you have to remember. So longitudinal axis, lateral axis, and vertical normal or directional axis. So here the stability analysis again approached by the two cases, static stability and dynamic stability. Static stability and dynamic stability. The static stability refers to the aircraft initial response to disturbance. For example, aircraft is flying, because of sudden gust may be hit on the airplane, it may get disturbed, then it may be deviated angle of attack. So it deviated from its original path. So it is suddenly because of the disturbance, it getting the deviation. Within a one attempt, it will come to the original condition, like a previous condition. Okay, or otherwise after it takes some times, some like oscillatory motion, it may take some times, it depends upon the time. Okay, then it will come to the original position. So that is comes under dynamic stability. Okay, so static stability is because of the initial response to the disturbance. Then dynamic stability, it refers to the response over a period of time. Okay, after some time, after a period of time, it will come back to the original position. So that type of analysis comes under dynamic stability. Static stability may be a initial impact and suddenly come to the original position. Okay, so here we have to know another one more thing. Dynamic aircraft will be in dynamic stability is automatically satisfy the static stability. Okay, the aircraft, once the aircraft is satisfy the dynamic stability, it automatically satisfy the static stability. But if the aircraft is satisfy only the static stability, then we cannot say it's automatically satisfy the dynamic stability. So that is very important because of your time wasting. Okay, so once you will come to know one by one on the future slides. Okay, just I want to convey the message. The thing is, the aircraft is static stability, but it may not be the dynamic stability. But aircraft in dynamic stability, automatically it covers the static stability. Okay, so that is the difference between static stability and the dynamic stability. Both static stability and dynamic stability obtained by the axis rotation of the axis. For example, by moving of the rotating of the axis, you are getting the some actions like rolling action, pitching action, gnawing action. Because of that only we are getting the stability. For example, the longitudinal static stability. Okay, so we are discussing about static and dynamic stability. Static stability also approached by three variations like longitudinal, lateral, and directional. That means longitudinal static stability, lateral static stability, and directional static stability. The same way dynamic stability also. So dynamic stability also longitudinal dynamic stability, lateral dynamic stability, and directional dynamic stability. Okay, then similarly stability and control. Stability means without using of any pilot support. For example, without moving of any control surfaces, automatically the aircraft come back to the original position. That type of action is called as stability. Okay, so the aircraft automatically come back to the original position. Like that we have to design the aircraft. So if you design the aircraft like that, that means the aircraft comes under stability condition. Then controllability means by using some extra action, for example aileron movement, okay, elevator movement or rudder movement. By using some control surfaces, we are bringing aircraft into the original position. So that is called as controllability. Okay, so that is the difference between stability and controllability. Okay, stability means automatically it will come back to the original position. Okay, then control means we have to give some extra forces by moving of the control surfaces. Okay, that is called as controllability. Okay, then similarly longitudinal stability achieved by the elevator. Okay, elevator. So you have to see here. So this is a location of your aileron. This is a location of your aileron. Okay, then this is a location of your elevator, and this is the location of your rudder. Okay, aileron, elevator, rudder. Okay, then elevator, by using of elevator we can able to obtain longitudinal stability and control. Then lateral stability and direction stability, not like an independent phenomenon, it's like a combined phenomenon. So we have to when you studying for the lateral and direction stability, we have to combinedly study all those things because it's a combined topic. Okay, so we cannot identify the control stability and control independently. But in the longitudinal stability we can able to easily make it control by using of the elevator alone. Now this is a picture to explain about the function of the control surfaces. So see one by one. So this is for your moving of aileron. Okay, so aileron will be located on your wing section. Okay, so the most important thing, the aileron will be opposite direction movement. Okay, the one aileron is moving upward direction, other aileron moving downward direction. Okay, so that is most important. Because of the aileron we are getting the rolling action. Because of the aileron movement we are getting the rolling action. Okay, so rolling action you can see here. Then what this arrow mark indicates, the arrow mark indicates the magnitude of the lift value. Okay, so when this aileron is going down, it creates more lift. So how it is possible? Just to think about lift equation. So lift equation, L equal to half rho infinity V infinity squared S into CL. Okay, so lift equation L equal to half into rho infinity V infinity squared S into CL. So S represents the area of the wing section. Okay, the wetted area, pent area. Okay, then what is the relation between lift and the area? When area increases, lift increases. So when the aileron is moving downward, okay, the contact of the flow will be, the contact area of the flow will be increases. So as per the physics, when area increases, lift increases as per the relation. So when the aileron is going downward direction, the area will be increases, automatically give more lift. So when you want to rotate aircraft in the like anti-clockwise direction, as per this direction I can say anti-clockwise direction, like rolling of the anti-clockwise direction. So this aileron should be, this direction of aileron should be going downward. So automatically give your maximum lift. So compared to this wing section. Okay, suppose I want to make a clockwise rolling action, like rolling action in the clockwise direction, then I have to make this aileron will be downward direction, this should be in the upward direction, then here I will get more lift, then the aileron will rotate like this way. Okay, it will make a roll like this way. Okay, so this is the function of your aileron. Now this is for your elevator. So elevator is also is up and down motion, but not like aileron. So aileron only having a different movement. So one aileron going upward direction, one aileron going downward direction. The elevator, the both side elevator will be going the same direction. Okay, so as per this one, so you see here the airflow is coming like this way at the bottom side and is going and leaving from this way. That means your when elevator is moving upward direction, the area of downward portion of the wing section getting increases. The area under the wing section and the tail portion is getting increases. So automatically here the more amount of lift is produced. Okay, here the more amount of lift is produced. So automatically your aircraft is coming downward direction, then your nose portion of the aircraft is going upward direction. Okay, when you want to make your aircraft the pitching moment, especially for your upward direction, okay, your elevator should be moving the upward direction. Okay, that is the physics you have to understand. Okay, so this is a rolling action, then this is a pitching action. I want to make pitching action especially for upward pitching action. Your elevator also should be in the upward direction, because the downward area increases, automatically lift increases only in the downward. So automatically nose should be going upward direction. Now come here, this is for rudder. So the rudder is like a placed on the vertical stabilizer. So vertical stabilizer or vertical tail. Okay, so as usual here also the area of this side of the wing section vertical stabilizer is increases. The area of the vertical stabilizer for this side will be increases. Automatically the lift will be increased more on this direction. The lift will be increased more on this direction. So the tail portion is moving towards left. The tail portion is moving towards left. So once tail portion is moving left, automatically the nose portion moving towards right. That's the physics behind for your rudder movement. Okay, the rudder, when you are suppose you want to make aileron will be in the rightward nose direction. Okay, nose should be move in the right direction, then your rudder also should be move in the right direction, because here the area increases. Because of the area increases, then automatically your lift will be increases. The relation between lift and area will be directly proportional. Okay, so these are all the things will be happening for the moving of the control surfaces. The control surfaces movement will be very helpful for making a aircraft will be more stable. Okay, now come here, this is a point you have to remember. This is for your trimmed angle of attack. This is called your trimmed angle of attack. Okay, alpha E. Here the term is called as a alpha E. Okay, what is the meaning of the trimmed angle of attack? So trimmed angle of attack is nothing but we are taking the moment. The one thing you remember when you're talking about the performance, we are dealing with Newton's second law. when you are talking about stability, we are taking the moment nothing but your force into perpendicular distance. How the moment will be created? Suppose I have the forces on upper surfaces, similarly bottom surfaces of the airplane, especially for the wing section. Okay, so I have the forces upper surfaces and the bottom surfaces. If the force there is a difference between the forces, especially because of the higher forces on the bottom side, okay, then the aircraft will be getting lifted because of the imbalance. Okay, the upper surface is creating less force, the lower surface creating a higher force, that is a pressure different. Okay, because of that only we are getting the lift. The same way, when the upper surfaces forces and lower surfaces forces are equal, okay, then it is said to be equilibrium. Upper surfaces forces and lower surfaces forces are equal, then it should be in the equilibrium. Okay, then if I am taking that particular condition, then automatically as per the basic physics, okay, it will be create the couple. Then automatically the magnitude of the moment at any point will be equal when the forces acting on upper surfaces and bottom surfaces are equal. Okay, so that we have to understand. So our ultimate aim is we have to balance the equation, both bottom surfaces and top surfaces. Okay, then why should I do that? Because I need to find out the quantity of coefficient of moment about aerodynamic center. I need to find out this parameter. My ultimate aim is I need to find out the magnitude of coefficient of moment about aerodynamic center. Okay, so that aerodynamic center, first of all you have to understand what is the meaning of aerodynamic center. Aerodynamic center is nothing but there is a point where the moment will be independent, moment about center of gravity will be independent of the angle of attack. Okay, that's only one point in the aircraft where the moment about center of gravity will be independent of the angle of attack. Whatever the angle of attack changes happening in the aircraft, the value will not be the moment of gravity will not be changed, especially when you are talking about moment about center of gravity. Okay, so that particular point is called as aerodynamic center. Okay, so aerodynamic center is nothing but the point where moment is independent of the angle of attack, we can say. Here we are taking moment about center of gravity. Okay, so I like to find out the value of coefficient of moment about aerodynamic center. So by using the simple logic I can able to find out, because I don't know how to make my forces will be equal. Okay, apart from that what I can do, I can able my making of F1 and F2 equal. If that cases, if I am making F1 F2 equal, automatically couple will be formed. Then once a couple formed, as per the physics, taking the moment about any point will be equal. So that condition you can able to see here. So I am taking moment about any point. I am taking moment about any point where lift equal to 0. Lift equal to 0 because your forces are balanced. Okay, where the lift equal to 0. Okay, that is called as zero lift. Okay, where lift equal to 0. Okay, automatically I am taking moment about that particular point. Because of this condition, automatically that will be equal to coefficient of moment about 1/4 of the chord. The same way it should be equal to the coefficient of moment about aerodynamic center. Okay, so when the aircraft is flying at the zero lift condition, okay, zero lift condition, I am taking about moment that will be equal to the coefficient of moment about aerodynamic center. So that relation you can able to find out from this equation. The similar way, suppose I want to find out moment about center of gravity or coefficient of moment about center of gravity, the same moment equation you can able to follow. So this concept is very essential, because based on the aerodynamic center only we are going to define so many design parameters. Now come here. So now come to the moment of the airplane. Okay, so when you are talking about moment, automatically we must be know what are the moment acting on the airplane. Okay, so generally we can see this is my airplane, this is my airplane, this is my main wing, this is my tail wing. So main wing and tail wing, sometimes called as horizontal stabilizer. Okay, so here the center of gravity of an airplane, this is a center of gravity point for the airplane. Okay, I want to take a moment about center of gravity. Okay, I want to take moment about the center of gravity. Okay, so see here, here the based on center of gravity, automatically the pitching action only happen, up and down motion will be happen. So the moment will be automatically called as the pitching moment. The pitching moment about center of gravity of an airplane depends on the following factors. The first factor, lift, drag, moment about aerodynamic center of the wing. Okay, see here, this is the point center of gravity. I am going to take moment about center of gravity. So moment about center of gravity depends upon the lift, drag and this point is called as aerodynamic center. Okay, lift, drag and moment about center of gravity. Okay, this is the first point. The moment about center of gravity of the airplane depends upon the lift, drag and moment about center of gravity of the particular wing section. Then second one, lift of the tail. See this point. Okay, this is also another more important point, this point. Then third one will be thrust. Okay, that depends upon the engine. And fourth one, aerodynamic forces and moments on the other parts of the airplane. So when I want to take the total moment of the airplane, these four factors will be considered. The first factor will be your lift, drag and moment about aerodynamic center point. Then similarly tail lift, then thrust and aerodynamic forces and moment on the other parts. Even tail portion also create the drag. That amount of drag is very less, that's why we are not considered. Similar way, we are denoting the lift, drag, thrust. Then what of the weight? Weight will not consider because weight act through the center of gravity. So from the we are taking moment about center of gravity, so we cannot able to take the weight of the we cannot able to consider the weight of the airplane. So these are the things we have to consider for while making of moment about aerodynamic center. At this point, so this picture will be explaining about the relation between absolute angle of attack and your zero lift line. So consider this is your cambered aerofoil. Okay, this is your cambered aerofoil. Okay, then automatically simultaneously you can see the picture also. This is my cambered aerofoil lift curve, you know very well. So this is a cambered aerofoil lift curve. So cambered aerofoil lift curve graph between angle of attack and coefficient of lift, angle of attack and coefficient of lift. Okay, this is the case. I am getting a lift curve. So even though angle of attack is 0, this point is angle of attack is 0, there is some lift value because the coefficient of lift is cutting on the particular axis. Okay, so even though 0 angle of attack, I am having some 0 lift. Then if I am using the cambered aerofoil, I want to make 0 lift, then I have to go for my negative angle of attack. I have to tilt my aircraft further some more angle, that is negative angle of attack. Then only I can able to maintain my lift value will be 0. So I am looking for lift value will be 0. Okay, so for that purpose I am tilting my angle of attack some more negative direction. So this is called your negative angle of attack, or 0 lift value. Okay, this is your lift curve. The same concept you apply here. This is my chord line. The first line is called as chord line. Okay, leading edge and trailing edge connecting point is chord line. Okay, since it is a cambered aerofoil, I want to make my 0 lift line. How I can make a 0 lift line? 0 lift line is nothing but at what orientation aerofoil gives the 0 lift. That point is called as 0 lift line. Okay, once you are orienting the aerofoil like this way, then you draw the line through the trailing edge. Then you draw the line parallel to the your velocity, free stream velocity, through the trailing edge. That line is called as a 0 lift line. Okay, so when the aircraft is flying in 0 lift line, even though it is a cambered aerofoil, the lift value will be 0. Okay, so why should I bother this one? When the 0 lift, when the aircraft is flying at 0 lift, okay, then I can able to find out my particular point. See, okay, this is what I want to. When aircraft is flying at 0 lift condition, I can take it moment. Once the 0 lift condition I take moment, automatically it will be equal to moment about center of gravity. Okay, that is what I am interested to find out the 0 lift line. Okay, then this angle is called as a 0 lift line angle. So the angle between the chord line and 0 lift line is called as a 0 lift line angle. Okay, suppose when I am having this particular condition, now I want to draw my absolute angle of attack cases, because I want to draw the lift curve for this particular case. Now I am using another one more angle of attack is called as absolute angle of attack. So absolute angle of attack is nothing but the angle between the free stream velocity line, that is called your V infinity, free stream velocity line, and your 0 lift line. Okay, and this 0. So here we are defining 3 angle of attack. The first angle of attack, the angle between the free stream velocity line and the chord line is called as geometric angle of attack alpha. Generally we call it as only alpha, that denotes the geometric angle of attack alpha, the angle between free stream velocity line and chord line. The same way, the angle between chord line and the 0 lift line gives the 0 angle of attack, alpha L equal to 0. So 0 lift angle of attack, this angle is called as 0 lift angle of attack. The same way, the angle between 0 lift line and free stream velocity line, it's called as absolute angle of attack. So even though it is a cambered aerofoil, now when you aircraft is flying this zero angle of attack, zero lift line condition, it produces only for the zero lift. Okay, so we are looking for the absolute angle of attack for the particular aerofoil. Now I am going to draw the lift curve based on the CL versus absolute angle of attack. Now come to this picture, the last picture. Okay, so now the same cambered aerofoil, now it is getting zero lift value because we consider here not alpha, here alpha A, absolute angle of attack. Okay, so the same aerofoil, same cambered aerofoil, in these cases we consider angle of attack versus CL, but in these cases we are considering absolute angle of attack corresponding CL value. That is why even though it is zero absolute angle of attack, automatically your lift value will be zero. How it is possible? Because I am maintaining my aircraft at zero lift line condition. Okay, so this is also important concept you have to remember. So here we discuss about absolute angle of attack, zero line angle of attack, and similarly your absolute angle of attack. Now we are coming for the most important condition for making longitudinal static stability, that is called criteria. So by using the criteria only, we are finally making longitudinal static stability equation. Okay, so these are two pictures. I am going to explain. Okay, before that I want to explain these two interpretation from this graph. Okay, so this is a case 1, this is a case 2. So this is a case 1 for your criteria, this is a case 2 for the corresponding criteria. So here we are going to draw the graph. Okay, drawing the graph between your absolute angle of attack alpha A in the x-axis, similarly coefficient of moment about center of gravity. So we are going to draw the graph between two parameters, that is absolute angle of attack and your coefficient of moment about center of gravity. So this is the parameter we are considering. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, then the point alpha A, absolute angle of attack, when absolute angle of attack is zero condition, I am taking coefficient of moment about center of gravity, it produces some value. Okay, coefficient of moment about center of gravity, it produces some value. Okay, that point is called as CMO, you have to remember. Okay, so what is the meaning of this CMO? CMO nothing but the value of CMCG, that is coefficient of moment about center of gravity. Okay, the value of CMCG at zero angle of attack. This is my angle of attack, absolute angle of attack. That particular point, the value of angle of attack is zero. Okay, so the CMO denotes the value of CMCG at zero angle, absolute angle of attack. That is a point you have to remember. Then this cases I am getting a slope like this. Okay, I will explain later what is the meaning of this slope. Okay, just you understand here getting a slope like this. Okay, what it means? Here the point trimmed angle of attack. Okay, so trimmed angle of attack is nothing but your coefficient of moment about center of gravity will be 0 point. Okay, this point I can say your coefficient of moment about center of gravity will be 0. Okay, so that point is called as your trimmed angle of attack. So trimmed angle of attack is nothing but your moment about center of gravity for the particular point will be 0. That point is called as your trimmed angle of attack. Okay, that is for your alpha E. Alpha E represents your trimmed angle of attack. Okay, so in these cases alpha E, suppose I am considering alpha A less than alpha E. So this is point alpha A, this is a point alpha E. The first case alpha A less than alpha E means the point will be fall under this area only. Okay, the first condition is alpha A less than alpha E. Okay, because this is alpha E point, then the whole length will be alpha A. My first condition alpha A less than alpha E, automatically alpha A value fall below this region. So this is a point we can able to get the point. The same way, suppose alpha A greater than alpha E, okay, the value will be comes beyond this particular point. The value will comes beyond this particular point. Okay, so we are saying depends upon the alpha A. Alpha A below alpha E, automatically the value for this area. Alpha A greater than alpha E, the value fall under this area. Okay, then you compare this value with slope. When alpha A less than alpha E, okay, the slope will be positive because above this curve is a positive value. Above this curve is a positive value. Okay, then alpha E alpha A less than alpha E, the value for under this area, now slope will be comes to the negative area. Okay, so these things have to remember. Okay, so we are interpreting two things. The first thing based on the alpha A value, if alpha A less than alpha E, the value will be fall in this region, automatically the slope will be in the positive value. When alpha A greater than alpha E, then your slope will be negative. Okay, this interpretation very important. Okay, the same concept you are going to apply here, but we will get the another result. See here the same absolute angle of attack, then this is called as coefficient of moment about center of gravity. Okay, now this is the value of coefficient of moment about center of gravity at 0 absolute angle of attack, the same point. Okay, in these cases I am getting CMO point in the positive region, in these cases I am getting CMO point in the negative region. Okay, that is very important. Okay, if I am getting the graph like this, the first point itself for the absolute angle of attack, 0 absolute angle of attack, the value of coefficient moment about center of gravity I am getting a negative value. In these cases I am getting positive value. Okay, then that point you have to remember. The same way your trimmed angle of attack. So trimmed angle of attack for the both cases it will fall in the exactly on the positive way. I can say the origin point. Okay, then I can say origin point. Okay, now you compare alpha A and alpha E value. So alpha A nothing but absolute angle of attack. If absolute angle of attack less than absolute trimmed angle of attack, absolute angle of attack is less than trimmed angle of attack, automatically the values below this particular point, now the slope in the negative slope. In these cases the positive slope, here is a negative slope. Okay, I am considering the cases alpha A less than alpha E, automatically the points are comes this area only. Now I am considering the slope will behave like in the negative manner. The same case when alpha A greater than alpha E, okay, absolute angle of attack is greater than trimmed angle of attack, now the slope in the positive direction, the slope will be the positive value. Okay, just opposite to the case 1. Okay, so we are taking only the two parameter. The parameter depends upon your absolute angle of attack and the trimmed angle of attack. The value of absolute angle of attack is greater or lesser than value. So depends upon the curve we are getting the different slope value. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so because of this expression only we are going to find out the result. Okay, anyway, this is the result you can see here. Okay, I want to make my aircraft will be longitudinal static stability. I need to get only this answer. Okay, this is a correct answer. How we are going to get the correct answer, we are going to explain the another two slides. Okay, so my CMO must be positive. This is a point, CMO point must be in the positive. Then the slope dou CM CG divided by dou M alpha A must be negative. The slope should be go like this, it should be negative. This is slope. Okay, so this is what we are recording for to make aircraft will be longitudinal static stability. Okay, so we are comparing the two cases, but this is our result. So how we are going to obtain this result, we are going to explain by the movement of the aircraft. So consider the aircraft. Okay, the first case. So the first case you have to go by this way. First 1, 2, 3. The case 1 we have the 3 pictures. Okay, so for your convenience I am minimizing the particular diagram, so you can able to easily compare the meaning of the diagram simultaneously. So the previous slide we have fully explained the meaning of the each and every point. Now you compare the diagram with the simple diagram with the small size of the diagrams. So see here the case 1 we have the 3 diagrams. The first one, the aircraft is flying under trimmed angle of attack. Okay, so what is the meaning of trimmed angle of attack? Trimmed angle of attack nothing but your coefficient of moment about center of gravity equal to 0. So there is no any moment about center of gravity, then that particular angle of attack is called as trimmed angle of attack. Okay, see here, this is my free stream velocity line, this is my alpha E will be trimmed angle of attack. So now initially the aircraft is flying like this way, there is no any disturbance. Then sudden disturbances happen because of the wind gust, sudden disturbance will be happen. Okay, now the aircraft is moving from the trimmed angle of attack, now is moving away from the trimmed angle of attack. So for the first case we can consider alpha A greater than alpha E. Alpha A nothing but your absolute angle of attack, alpha A greater than alpha E. So now you compare here alpha A greater than alpha E. That means you will getting the value under this region, that is negative slope. Okay, if it is negative, as per the I am following the Anderson book, based on the Anderson book, the anti-clockwise movement will be happen for the negative direction. So CM, coefficient of moment of center of gravity, is negative. So this is for coefficient of moment of center of gravity. Okay, so this case absolute angle of attack greater than alpha E. So this curve absolute angle of attack greater than alpha E, the values fall under this region. So this region your coefficient of moment will be in the negative, the total slope will be negative. Automatically if it is negative slope, anti-clockwise movement will be happen. So this make your aircraft will be further coming back to the original position. It's like a previous case. So now again you will be safe condition, you will be flying aircraft peacefully. Okay, this is the meaning. Okay, alpha A greater than alpha E, negative movement will be happen. Negative movement means automatically anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise direction to make aircraft will be come back to the original position. Now you compare the another case. So here your alpha A value greater than alpha E. So in these cases alpha A value less than alpha E. Okay, alpha A value less than alpha E. See here, this is alpha A value less than alpha E. So we will get the value under this region. So this region will be your positive. So positive region, automatically positive means clockwise movement will be created. Coefficient of moment about center of gravity will be the positive. Automatically the positive movement, the clockwise movement will be happen. Okay, if it is clockwise movement means again the aircraft will be come back to the original position, like the first this case. Okay, like picture A. Okay, so now the diagram and the aircraft will be again will be easy to return to your original position. Okay, so like that we can able to identify the aircraft movement by based on your absolute angle of attack and trimmed angle of attack condition. Okay, so this is my original condition. I am getting the disturbance from the wind gust. So this is the first case, negative moment created. Okay, then anti-clockwise negative value of CMCG, anti-clockwise movement created, again aircraft come back to original position. In these cases the positive value of CMCG, then clockwise movement is created, again the aircraft will be possible to come back to the original position. Okay, so this is safer zone. That's why I am setting your, in this case you remember your CMO, the CMO nothing but the value of CMCG at zero absolute angle of attack. Zero absolute angle of attack is a positive, CMO positive, and the slope should be goes negative direction. The slope should be goes negative direction. Now compare to the next case, case 2. The case 2 the same way. This is my aircraft flying at a trimmed angle of attack. So trimmed angle of attack nothing but coefficient of moment about center of gravity will be 0. So when you fly in this case, due to the wind gust, the aircraft is getting disturbance. So now the first case, your absolute angle of attack greater than trimmed angle of attack. So now you compare the second case graph. So here I am showing the second graph. Okay, second case of graph will be available. Okay, the first case, the first condition, my absolute angle of attack greater than trimmed angle of attack. So my absolute angle of attack greater than trimmed angle of attack, automatically it will be fall under positive value. It will be fall under positive value. Okay, so positive value again it will be clockwise movement created. Okay, already because of the disturbance the aircraft will be deviated from the original position. So this is the original position. Because of the wind gust it is deviated from the original position. Still if I am getting the condition like this, then the CMCG will be positive and the clockwise movement created, the aircraft will be again further go beyond that particular point. Okay, so it is very difficult to aircraft come back to the original position because of the movement is again going away from the trimmed angle of attack. So it is not advisable case. The same way you come here. So this is for your absolute angle of attack less than alpha E. Okay, this is my absolute angle of attack less than alpha E. So this is my alpha E, trimmed angle of attack. The value is less than alpha E means it fall under this region. So in this region your CMCG will be negative. In this region CMCG will be negative. The value of CMCG will negative, automatically anti-clockwise movement created. So once anti-clockwise movement created, the aircraft is going further away from the trimmed angle of attack, going down. so it will not come back to the original position like your trimmed angle of attack. So here also it's not advisable to use this type of the movement. So here in these cases and these cases, in both the cases will not possible to bring back to aircraft will be the original condition. So in these cases you consider the value, in these cases your CMO value should be negative, okay, the slope should be positive. So when you are designing the aircraft like this way, you cannot make your aircraft will be longitudinal static stability, okay. That is why we are advisable to you compare this one. That is why we are always advisable to these cases, okay. The necessary criteria for making longitudinal balance of static stability, CMO should be positive, okay, this point, and slope should be negative, okay. That is what we are obtaining from here. The first case, the graph will be very essential. So the total, finally we are coming to the conclusion. So what is the criteria to make aircraft will be longitudinal static stability? Your CMO must be in the positive side and the slope should be in the negative side, okay. Then similarly we are considering only for the partial differentiation, not like a differential equation, it's only for the partial differentiation. What is the meaning of partial differentiation? So the longitudinal static stability depends upon the so many parameters, okay. So we are considering only one parameter, that is called moment about center of gravity. So we are considering only this parameter, we are keeping other parameter as a constant, okay. So that point also you got to remember. So this is the important output we are getting from this concept. So we are looking for our CMO should be positive and slope should be negative, okay. So up to this your first part video will be over, okay. The second part I am going to cover a remaining topic, okay, the longitudinal static stability. The remaining part will be the contribution of the wing. So we are talking about moment about airplane. So when you talk about moment about airplane, we have to consider moment about wing section, wing body and tail. So the three equations, once you are combining the three equations, you will get a total pitching moment equation. Once you are getting the total pitching moment equation, we need to apply these conditions. Now you know what are the criteria is making the aircraft will be longitudinal static stability. You have to apply these criteria, then you will get the equation of longitudinal static stability, okay. So that we will see in the part 2 video. Okay, so I am referring for the textbook Introduction to Flight by Anderson and some other web sources, okay. So thank you for watching this video once again.